Hello everyone, I'm your host Scott Fry and welcome to another Marvelous Monday here on MouthMop.com. We have a really great show for you today. We're heading down our list of our 7 terrific keys for terrific teeth, and today we're going to start covering destructive oral habits and how to avoid them. So the thing you got to know about your own teeth is that each tooth is designed with a specific purpose in mind. Your incisors in your canines are specifically structured to go ahead and cut and hold fleshy foods like meats, and your premolars and your molars are designed to go ahead and grind fibrous foods like vegetables. You can actually tell a lot about an animal's diet just by looking at the teeth in their mouth, and if you want to look at and compare a seal's teeth to a horse's teeth, they're not going to be anything alike because they don't eat anything that's even remotely similar. Seals eat fish, horses eat oats or carrots or something. So if you'll look in your own mouth, and if you have a full set of adult teeth, including your wisdom teeth, you'll notice that you have a total of 8 incisors, 4 on the top and 4 on the bottom, 4 total canines, 8 total premolars, and 12 total molars, and that includes your wisdom teeth. If you don't have your wisdom teeth, you haven't taken out, you're going to have 8 total molars. Now, all these teeth are specifically suited to handle a normal or a typical human diet. But, unfortunately, there's all things that we're guilty of doing that are destructive to our teeth. And I have them broken down here on our trusty whiteboard into 2 basic categories. We have excessive wear and excessive forces are the 2 main destructive categories to your teeth. Other than the other things that we're going to be talking about. Under the excessive wear category, we have things like nail biting, chewing on pencils or pens in class, some mouth jewelry like tongue rings, and also toothbrush abrasion or other overly vigorous cleaning that you might be doing. You might be flossing too hard, and you might think that putting more pressure on your teeth is actually better, but it is not even close. And all that's really going to do is just wear your enamel and your dentin a lot more than you should be. And if you're worried about that hard tartar, you're actually better having that taken care of at your dentist's office, because they have special tools that are going to limit the collateral damage that's going to be done to your teeth while removing those hard deposits. And over here, we have actually what is more of a subcategory, excessive forces, because anytime you're putting an excessive force on the teeth, you're also wearing the teeth excessively to a certain extent. And under excessive forces, there's things like chewing ice, crunching on Tootsie Pops or Jawbreakers, and the big one that everybody kind of talks about, which is grinding your teeth and bruxism. And this is something that we're going to talk about next week, because this deserves its own episode. There's a lot more to it than I want to cover today, but we're going to talk about that and get into that next week. But if you're still on the fence, and you don't think that all this is really important to the health of your teeth, here's a little something to consider. The actual how old elephants can get is actually limited by their teeth to a certain extent. So an elephant gets a certain set number of molars in their lifetime. And as they're chewing on these tough fibrous plants throughout their life, they're wearing down their teeth gradually, and eventually all their molars are worn down, and they eventually die of starvation. If they don't die of any other causes, they're not going to have any teeth left to chew their food, and then they won't be able to get any nourishment. And that's why elephants don't live, I guess, to be 200 years old or anything like that, is because eventually they're not going to be able to chew their own food. So if you want to stay healthy, keep your teeth healthy, you definitely want to go ahead and avoid or limit placing undue wear on your teeth, and you want to avoid excessive or traumatic forces on your teeth. That's pretty much what I wanted to cover today about destructive oral habits. You can see I've got our teeth from 4 weeks ago laid out here, and I'm this is after 4 weeks of being in some acidic solutions, and I'm gonna go ahead and stop our little experiment because we're starting to get a little bit of a growth in our kombucha Ziploc container, which is kind of gross. I don't want to throw it out, so we're gonna get rid of that. But you can tell by some of the pictures, even from the first week, that we got pretty much what we were looking for and trying to demonstrate, which is that these acidic drinks and beverages are going to go ahead and suck minerals out of your teeth because it's going to dissolve them away. And you want to make sure that after you have a drink that's acidic or sugary, you want to go ahead and make sure that you create an environment in your mouth so that those minerals get back into your teeth. So that's our show for today. I hope you found it interesting. Go ahead, leave us a comment down below, and we'll see you next week. We're going to be talking about bruxism.